ideas people have, they're actually commercialized and marketized, that they find their way into the market. That also, if we can have priorities by county and allocate about 4 billion for mega county projects around manufacturing, around value chain addition, not just value addition, value chain addition, we will be able to actually spur economic growth and have more to the kitty. We are challenged by the OECD countries who are able to collect up to 40% of their revenue in terms of their GDP. But here in Kenya, we were doing about 15%, but that now is going down because even that nominal GDP value, we are overborrowing it. And when someone says that our economy has grown up to 12 trillion, it's just a way of managing so that we are able to get more money to borrow for areas of the economy that may not necessarily be productive. So, Madam Speaker, this is a very important debate, but I want to strongly oppose the increase of the public debt ceiling from 9 to 10 trillion. I thank you.
Senator Inima Gertrude Musurube.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to add my voice to this debate. And I want to thank the committee led by Senator Faki for bringing in stakeholders and even looking at the intensive issues that are on the floor of this House, because they made an observation as a committee. And one of the observations they made as a committee is that in 2019, the debt ceiling was 9 trillion. That is in 2019. But the projection was for up to the year 2024. So, you know, this was anticipated that that debt that was there of 9 trillion was going to be enough for the country and ensure that the smooth running of the country. But as disaster has it, COVID pandemic came in, and we all know the impact of COVID pandemic and what happened. Everything slackened. When it comes to economic, socio-economic sectors, they all came down. When it comes to businesses, they all came down. Look at the tourism industry, how it came down. Look at the education industry, how it came down. All industries actually came down. And it's not only in Kenya that things are slackened economically. It is also in other parts of the world. Look at also what happened, the Ukraine war that was not predicted. Actually, these are disasters that were unforeseeable. And Honorable Speaker, with all these disasters, it is actually expected that the dollar appreciated. When you look at, when you compare the Kenyan shilling and you compare to the dollar, the Kenyan shilling has actually become too weak. And Honorable Speaker, it must be known that every one of us, if you are to do any big project, that is, you are not stealing from anywhere. You must be having loans. You cannot do a big project without loans. Even when the economy goes down, you have to look for a way in which you can actually get a loan and do a big project. And if you have one big project, it becomes very easy to get a collateral, even from the bank, with one project that you have made in order to continue. So in essence, what I'm saying is that yes, the Kenyan debt ceiling is high, but if it continues to be high, chances of having investors coming in here will be very difficult. But Honorable Speaker, when it comes to you know, getting a loan, public debt, yes, it should not go beyond 10 trillion, but even if we are saying that it should not go beyond 10 trillion, there's need for a mechanism to be put in place to ensure that there are strategies of ensuring that the debts, public debts are actually repaid. So if strategies are not put in place, proper strategies to ensure that if there are big loans, then the big interest need to be repaid. If there are loans, also low loans, they need to be repaid. I think when it comes to debt, management of repaying debts is very important. If loans are just taken without a proper strategy of repaying debts, then it becomes a harrowing experience. Now we have to remember also that when it comes to paying public debts, the common man feels the pinch very much because it's paid through taxpayers, meaning that if the debt is too high, then it means that the taxes will go high. And it is very clear that Kenya is one of the countries that have very high taxes globally, and the Kenyans feel it so much. So there's need to have a strategy put in place to ensure that if a loan is actually taken, if the debt ceiling is high, then at the end of the day, then the strategies put in place will be, predictable and will be effective to ensure that we have a sustainable way of paying off the debts, Honorable Speaker, because when it comes to taking debts, there are many things to put into consideration. First of all, the risks of taking the debts. And even apart from the risk, then the risk of even repaying the debts and the failure to repay the debts, because if the debts are not repaid, there are consequences, and the consequences may not be very good for the country. So there is need to ensure that even as, the committee is recommending the 10 trillion, debt, there is need also to propose that these debts must be paid in such a way that the Kenyan, the common man is not really affected, adversely, because we are fully aware that, yes, unusual circumstances happen, like COVID. No one knew that COVID was going to even reach Kenya and have this negative impact on us. So in as much as I support this motion, my proposition would be that there's need to look at the beginning and the end of the debt so that there's a sustainable way of repaying this debt without harshly affecting common wananchi, because all of us have feel the heat of high taxes and repaying the debt. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And that is my thought on this motion I support.
Senator Olekina Ledama.
Madam Speaker, I thank you. Madam Speaker, I rise to support this motion. And let me begin by saying that in other circumstances, I would not be here supporting the increase of the debt ratio to, or rather the debt ceiling to 10 trillion Kenya shillings. But Madam Speaker, when you look at what has been happening in this country over the last few years, in fact, the last 2 years, this country has been hit by a very, very serious pandemic. Last year, Madam Speaker, we were here arguing on the need to increase the debt ceiling to 9 trillion. I think last year or the year before, 2019. And there was a big heated debate. And in 2019, Madam Speaker, if you look at our debt ratio to GDP, we're at around 58.6%. But by the end of this year of 2022, our debt ratio to GDP would be at around 70%. So the first question you ask is, why? And the only simple answer that I can give to Kenyans out there is because of two factors. Number one, because of the COVID pandemic. It is not quantum physics, Madam Speaker, that COVID has had a very serious impact in the growth of our economy. The second most serious issue, Madam Speaker, is what is happening now in Ukraine. Madam Speaker, apart from being a senator, I'm also a farmer. And I import wheat or animal feeds from countries like Ukraine, which is where everyone imports from the world. I import from Uganda, I import from Tanzania. But what I was paying, Madam Speaker, for a kilo of soybeans 2 years ago was only 60 shillings. In fact, some cases I would even be very lucky and I would pay 56 shillings. And Madam Speaker, today I am paying at minimum 120 shillings. That is double. And if you look at what I'm selling milk at, it's still almost the same price as I was selling 2 years ago. So I think it is imperative, and it behooves us, Madam Speaker, to be able to demystify these things to the general public, for them to know as to why we are here talking about the need to increase the debt ceiling in this country, either to increase or not to increase. And we need to make it very basic so that Kenyans can be able to understand out there. If you go to Narok County, Madam Speaker, right now, the area of Olchorro, Mau, is the most productive area in this country. We have a lot of wheat farms, but we have no roads. And if the public want a road, it then calls for the national government to spend money to be able to build that road. Where are we going to be able to spend the money if the national government does not have money? Today, we want better hospitals. How are we going to be able to have better hospitals if the government does not have money? Then it begs the question, Madam Speaker, and this is what we should be demystifying for the general public to be able to understand, is that, is debt good or bad? Earlier on, when we were talking about, I think, the budget policy statement in this House, Madam Speaker, the proposal by Treasury was that government should borrow locally. And the effect to that borrowing locally is that it would make it very expensive for ordinary folks like us to be able to borrow money from the local banks, because the bank will find it much better to lend money to the national government because their money will be safe. So the question that we should be putting out there for people to understand, and what we should be asking for people to answer, is that, is debt good for a country? And what does debt do for that country? You know, I've heard my colleagues from the other side of the aisle arguing that the expressway, 27 kilometers, was built through debt, which is not true. That is a private-public partnership. And that is what the committee, and I thank Senator Faki for really taking the time to try and say, what is it that we are doing, what is the national government going to do to try to correct and to try to make sure that at least we can manage that debt, is to encourage national government, county government, to engage in PPPs, public-private partnerships. Because that road is built, it is helping us. Today, upon my arrival from outside the country, it took me 7 minutes to get to Wayakiwe. It makes me more productive. Madam Speaker, when debt is used correctively, it can improve so many things. One is the standard of living of the people of this country. Everyone needs a good road. If we borrow money and we build roads, it makes it easier for us to get to where we're going. So those are the things that we should be discussing, because we know for a fact, Madam Speaker, and what Kenyans ought to know is that what has been ailing this economy is corruption. So when corruption didn't exist, and it continues eating in every government that comes in, the economy will be in shambles. So I want to reiterate and say that by increasing the national debt, it will encourage, Madam Speaker, the government to build roads, to build bridges. It will also encourage most of our constituents, when they see us, they say, Mheshimiwa, we don't have electricity. Please get us electricity. They say the last mile was brought to only these villages, which is the truth, Madam Speaker. If you go to Narok County, you know, there are certain areas which is predominantly one ethnic group that lives there, that even a simple grass hut house has electricity. But on the other part, which is predominantly by the people who are the indigenous of that area, there's no electricity. So what we are now calling for is that it's proper management of debt. Because if the debt is there, it can be able to help this country ensure that the people of Shangwe, the people of Lolgorian, the people of Mao, the people of Antasegara, and also the people of all the little villages have electricity. But today, Madam Speaker, last week I was in a place called Olchorro. And some of the demands that the locals were asking for during our campaign is that we want electricity. So ordinarily what would I do? I would call the ministry, I would call Kenya Power, and the answer would be, we are happy to do the work, but we have no money. And here we are today, where we are sitting down and talking, and our colleagues are saying, no, we cannot borrow. We will not approve any money to be borrowed. Then where are we going to get money to be able to give to Kenya Power to buy transformers to send to those people who want electricity? So, Madam Speaker, I think it's about time that we separate. We look at what will help this country develop. If you want good things, Madam Speaker, you have to be prepared to pay for it. I mean, no doubt about it. You know, after a pandemic, the best type of economic model is really the demand-side economics model, which encourages a lot of spending. You know, and with proper debt, Madam Speaker, with good roads, a good standard of living, people will spend money. Government will be able to collect taxes and pay. In fact, people will not be in a rush to be able to save money because they know whatever they spend, they can be able to continue earning. If you look at our neighboring countries, and this is where it now begs the question, Kenya is the largest economy in the East African region. By the end of this year, I'll repeat, our debt to GDP will be about 70.3%. If you look at our neighboring country, Tanzania, it is about, is it 49%? But the question that we need to ask ourselves is this: what is our GDP? If you look at our GDP, Madam Speaker, per capita, it's about $1,500. If you now look at other countries, it's different. If you look at our economy, we are dealing with an economy of about 98.9 US dollars in billions US dollars. Is that the same with other countries? So really, we really have to be able to demystify these things. Right now, Madam Speaker, and I was telling the young students from Kajiado who are here, who are asking questions about the crisis that is happening in between Loliondo and Kenya, and I was telling them that they have to know what is happening in their country because they are concerned about their land. And the issue they raised was that now, because we live in a group ranch that has not been subdivided, what will happen tomorrow? Will the government now come back? When the government is trying to borrow money, will it lease our land out to Arabs? Will it be able to lease and then we'll fall, victims? And our problems will be the same as the ones happening right now with our brothers, the Maasais in Tanzania? And the answer to that was very simple. I think if we are able to manage our debt, if we are able also for them to understand so that they can contribute, then we'll never be put in a situation where our land will have to be excised out to be given out to other foreigners so that the country can continue getting money. So really, I think it behooves us, and I really want to encourage all the elected senators here who will be required to give a vote on this very, very, very important thing, not just to spend the time out in politics and, trying to confuse things out there and saying they want to raise the debt ceiling so that they can use that money for campaigns. No, it's for us to be realistic. National Treasury seldom sends money when the money is supposed to be sent. Madam Speaker, if you look at our cash disbursement schedules that we discuss in this House, even earlier on, the one that we are talking about in terms of approval, it is quite seldom that the Treasury will disperse that money because the money is not there. Now, to the other very, very important issue in terms of management, my colleagues earlier on raised the issue of, CIDPs in the county governments. I think as we go into this election, it is imperative that the constituents understand the importance of their participation in the CIDPs in the county. Some of us in the Azimio movement, Madam Speaker, are pushing for a more collaboratory approach between the national government and the county government, in line with the programs that we are developing. There's no doubt that every county will have its own budget. But if the national budget is aligned to the county budget, which is informed by the CIDP or the Annual Integrated Development Plan, then of course, everyone will feel the need to ask the right questions. Because others will say, oh, Senate is not doing its job, we are not seeing any development work going on. Yet you are saying, oh, we have not been paid our salary, so you really have to figure out, you have to choose. You either have to choose to agree to be able to play a key role in the development of your county before you even talk about of your country, or you play a silent role and you'll be the first one to complain when the government is saying, let's increase the debt, because now the cost of fertilizer, Madam Speaker, has tripled. We're buying fertilizer at 2,000 shillings. Now, you cannot even find it in the market when it is 6,000 or 7,000 shillings. You know, on the other side, you will think, oh, the farmers are not getting money. Because a bag of corn or maize was up to 1,500 to 2,500. Now, you'll be lucky if you get it at 4,500. So we really have to be alive to the fact that whatever is happening in this country now requires our collective thinking, requires us to come together. Nobody wants to be overburdened by debt. It is a bit scary, Madam Speaker, to hear that our debt to GDP is around 70.3%. That means that every child who is born owes the country, owes China, owes mostly China. So really now, it is upon all of us to come together, sit down and say, when we are borrowing, because I would advocate, and I would hope I can be able to convince my colleagues to approve this motion, so that tomorrow, when you go and tell your constituents that when you elect me, I'll be able to put a tarmac road, I'll fight for a tarmac road here, then you will not be giving hogwash, but you will be telling the truth, something that you can be able to follow up. Because the problem we have as politicians, and I'll build a hospital there. Then you come back here and you say, no, we will not approve the increase to the debt ceiling. Who is going to give you that money? Are you going to sell your cows or your land to be able to do it for the public? So in conclusion, Madam Speaker, I want to reiterate that increasing the debt and making sure that we manage our debt will help this country improve the standard of living of people with proper management, and I believe that the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, coming in as the President, will not only be able to solve the problem that the Maasais are facing in Tanzania, but he will also be able to encourage, proper fiduciary responsibility in the sides of the accounting officers who are tasked with the responsibility of ensuring that whatever amount of money they are given by the public, because this is taxpayers' money, the money will not belong to the Honorable Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga when he's the 5th president. It is our money. But he'll be able to encourage that collective responsibility to ensure that people can always remember that they are their own brother's keepers. And that is why when I stand here, I still insist, Madam Speaker, that our cooperation among the three countries or the 4 or 5 countries of the East African community must always be based on the peace and prosperity, the liberty and freedom of the citizens that are living in those 3 countries. What is happening today in Tanzania, in Loliondo, you know, it is going to affect Kenya more than it is going to affect the people of Tanzania. Because the moment you allow people to poach or to kill wild animals next to you, what stops you? And there's no fence, Madam Speaker. What stops those poachers or those hunters from chasing wild animals into the Masai Mara Game Reserve? So what is happening is something which is very, very crucial, and I hope that the President of this Republic of Kenya will be able to pay attention to the issues that we are raising. We're not just coming here and talking about it. We are fighting for the rights of the Maasai people, but we are seeing the consequences. If those Maasais who live in Lolionda are not peaceful, if their land is not reserved for themselves, then tomorrow they will stress our economy in Narok County, they will stress the economy in Kajiado County, and even those ones who will be given licenses Lolionda are not peaceful. In Tanzania, even if they are saying it's 1,500 square kilometers, they will bleed through and they'll come all the way to Kenya. They will come to Narok. So there'll be no more animals. We are here valuing wild animals and we value human beings. No tourists will be able to come because there'll be no more wild animals. They'll all be killed. And it's just because of greed. So I hope that in the spirit of the East African community, and Madam Speaker, you know this because you were once a legislator in the East African Parliament. In the spirit of the East African community, we can allow diplomacy and sense to prevail and leave the land that belonged to the Maasai to remain as a Maasai. President Kikwete left that land. The former president, the late, what was his name? Magufuli, you know, preserve that land. We hope that President Suluhu will be able to leave that land to become for the Maasai. So, Madam Speaker, I support and I hope that my colleagues will not only make noise outside for political mileage, but they'll actually come and reason to the public. I support.
I now call upon the mover to reply.
Mheshimiwa Spika, kwanza ningependa kuwashukuru na kuwapongeza wale wote ambao wamechangia motion yetu kwamba Senate ikubali kuongezeka kwa deni mpaka shilingi trilioni 10. Mheshimiwa Spika, masuala ambayo yamezungumziwa na maseneta wote ni muhimu, lakini ningependa tu kugusia kwamba ongezeko hili la deni si kwamba wanaongeza deni, wanaongeza kiwango cha juu ambacho deni inatakana kufikia ili serikali iweze kupata pumzi ya kukabiliana na bajeti ya mwaka huu 2022-2023. Mheshimiwa Spika, kulingana na tarakimu ambazo zilisomwa bungeni, kutakuwa na upungufu wa karibu bilioni 800, na hizi natakana ziweze kupata ufadhili ama ulipwaji ili ndio budget iweze kuwa sawasawa. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, iwapo nchi itaweza kupita kiwango chake cha deni, yani waweze kupita kiwango cha sasa cha trilioni 9, itasababisha mkurupuko wa ongezeko la bei. Vile vile shilingi yetu ya Kenya itazidi kudorora dhidi ya dola, na hapo itakuwa ni kizungumkuti katika uchumi wa nchi yetu ya Kenya. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, sababu ambazo zimesababisha ongezeko hili ni ziko wazi. Mheshimiwa Spika, uchumi uliathirika zaidi kwa janga la corona kwa muda wa miaka 2, na mpaka sasa zile hatari za corona bado zinaendelea kuathiri uchumi wetu, Mheshimiwa Spika. Vile vile Mheshimiwa Spika, swala la vita kati ya Russia na Ukraine limechangia pakubwa pia, kwa sababu kuna baadhi ya bidhaa nyingi, kwa mfano mafuta, bei yake inaendelea kuongezeka, bidhaa kama chakula, bidhaa kama mbolea ambazo zinatoka katika sehemu ya Ukraine zote zimeweza kuongezeka bei maradufu. Kwa hivyo inamaanisha kwamba nchi itaweza kutumia fedha nyingi zaidi kuweza kukopa, kuweza kuagiza bidhaa hizi ambazo hazipatikani hapa nchini Kenya. Mheshimiwa Spika, swala jingine ni kwamba dola pia, sarafu ya dola pia imeimarika kiuchumi. Kwa hivyo ina maana kwamba shilingi yetu itazidi kudorora dhidi ya dola mpaka kiasi ambacho uchumi wetu utakapo imarika. Mheshimiwa Spika, Seneta Mwaura amesema kwamba haimaanishi kwamba iwapo kuna mkurupuko ama ongezeko la idadi ya watu inamaanisha pia kuna ongezeko ya matumizi. Mheshimiwa, hilo ni swala ambalo liko wazi kwamba wale watoto wanaozaliwa watahitaji shule, watahitaji matibabu, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hivyo ikiwa tulikuwa na hospitali za kutibu watu 50 na tunatumia 1, inamaanisha kwamba lazima tuongeze idadi ya hospitali ama uwezo wa hospitali zile kuweza kuhudumia watu 100. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, si ukweli kwamba ongezeko la watu halimaanishi ni ongezeko la matumizi ya serikali. Mheshimiwa Spika, watu wale wanahitajia shule, wanahitajia masoko, wanahitajia barabara za kupita, wanahitajia usalama, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hivyo yote hizi huduma zote zinazotolewa na serikali, Mheshimiwa Spika, zinaongezeka wakati ongezeko la binadamu au ongezeko la wananchi katika nchi linapoongezeka. Kwa hiyo si kweli, Mheshimiwa Spika, kwamba inaweza budget inaweza kuwa ile ile, Mheshimiwa Spika. Ikiwa budget ile ile, Mheshimiwa Spika, ina maana kwamba uchumi haukui, na kama uchumi haukui ina maana kwamba tutakuwa tuko level ile ile, sehemu ile ile ya maendeleo kuliko vile ambavyo ingefanyika kama tungekuwa tunaendelea. Uchumi unakuwa, Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, swala la ufisadi pia ni swala la ndonda sugu, na kuna baadhi ya watu katika serikali, Mheshimiwa Spika, ambao wameshtakiwa tayari kwa masuala ya ufisadi. Tunajua kwamba kuna kesi zilizoko mbele ya mahakama kuhusiana na Kimwarere na Aror. Zote hizo, Mheshimiwa Spika, pesa zilitumiwa katika miradi ile, Mheshimiwa Spika, zilikuwa ni pesa za kukopa na mradi haufanyika mpaka sasa, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hivyo ina maana kwamba serikali inalipa mkopo wakati pesa ambazo zilitumika kwenye mkopo huo hazikutumika kisawasawa kiuchumi. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, baadhi ya mikopo, Mheshimiwa Spika, imekwenda katika mifuko ambayo haikustahili kwenda, tukubali hiyo. Lakini Mheshimiwa Spika, hiyo haimaanishi kwamba tuikataze serikali kuwa na pumzi za kuweza kupata mikopo mingine ili waweze kuendeleza maendeleo katika nchi yetu, Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, na pia nampongeza Seneta Musuruve kwa mchango wake. Mheshimiwa Spika, Seneta Olekina pia amechangia kwa ufasaha zaidi, Mheshimiwa Spika, swala hili kwamba uchumi uliathirika na corona. Uchumi uliathirika kwa mazingira mabaya ya nchi baada ya corona, Mheshimiwa Spika. Uchumi unaendelea kuathirika kwa vita dhidi ya baina ya Ukraine na Russia, Mheshimiwa Spika. Uchumi, Mheshimiwa, vile vile pia umeathirika kwa sababu dola imekuwa ni sarafu ambayo imeimarika zaidi na kiuchumi ulimwenguni. Na kwa vile dola imeimarika, ina maana kwamba zile sarafu nyingine bado zitakuwa zinapata shida kuweza kushindana na dola kikamilifu. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, haya maswala ambayo mengine ni ya ulimwengu kiuchumi. Kwa mfano, tatizo la ongezeko la chakula, Mheshimiwa Spika. Ongezeko la bei za chakula ni tatizo ambalo haliathiri Kenya peke yake, laathiri nchi zote ulimwenguni. Tatizo la ongezeko la bei ya mafuta, Mheshimiwa Spika, haliathiri Kenya peke yake, linaathiri nchi zote, hususan zile nchi ambazo zinaendelea, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hivyo haya ni masuala ambayo yanatakana yaangaliwe kwa mtazamo wa kiulimwengu, wa mtazamo wa kiuchumi wa ulimwengu. Na nafikiri katika majadiliano yetu na Wizara ya Fedha walikubali kwamba masuala haya yataangaliwa na kutakuwa na mkutano hivi karibuni, nafikiri Morocco, ambapo swala hili la uchumi wa ulimwengu na uongezekaji wa bei za bidhaa utaweza kujadiliwa. Mheshimiwa Spika, pia ningependa kukubaliana na Seneta Olekina kwamba swala lolote ambalo litaathiri uchumi ama mazingara ama binadamu katika Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki ni swala ambalo linaathiri nchi zote za Afrika Mashariki. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, tungeomba kwamba wale ambao wanahusika, na tuomba pia rais wetu aingilie swala hili, aangalie kwamba yale mambo ambayo yanafanyika Loliondo hivi karibuni ilisifika kwa dawa ya babu yule alikuwa kasisi ambaye alikuwa anatibu watu kwa dawa ile chai yake ile alikuwa akichemsha. Watu wengi walikuwa wakienda Loliondo kwa swala hilo. Sasa tumeambiwa kwamba Loliondo kumeingia masuala mengine ya kuhamishwa kwa Wamasai, na Wamasai tunajua kwamba Wamasai wako Kenya, wako na Tanzania, wako nafikiri mpaka Uganda. Kwa hivyo ni jamii moja ambayo hatuwezi kuifungia macho wakati inapata shida. Mheshimiwa Spika, na wasihi maseneta wenzangu kwamba tupitishe mswada huu, kwa sababu mswada huu utaipa serikali nafasi ya kuweza kujipanga, kwa sababu tunajua tuna uchaguzi mnamo tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8, na hatuwezi kuacha serikali inayoondoka, haiwezi kuachia serikali nyingine jukumu ambalo litakuwa zito kwao, kwa sababu tunajua kwamba budget ishapitishwa. Kwa hivyo inayobakia sasa ni serikali kujizatiti kuhakikisha kwamba budget ile inaweza kutekelezwa kamilifu. Mheshimiwa Spika, tunajua kwamba kati ya sasa na mwezi wa 8 kutakuwa hakuna bunge. Bunge la kitaifa tayari limeahirishwa kwa mara ya mwisho ili kwenda katika uchaguzi. Bunge la Senate pia litaahirishwa Alhamisi hii. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, kati ya sasa na mwezi wa 8 tarehe 9 kabla ya bunge jipya kuchaguliwa, kutakuwa hakuna bunge, na itakuwa ni hatari kuweza kuacha swala hili likiwa bado halijatatuliwa. Mheshimiwa Spika, hapo awali kulikuwa kuna mswada mwingine ambao umechapishwa kwa mjadala, ambapo walikuwa wanataka kuongeza hii kiwango kutoka kwa asilimia ifikie asilimia 65 ya GDP yetu, ambao Mheshimiwa Spika, katika mjadala tuliojadiliana tukaona kwamba tayari hii kwa sasa wako katika asilimia 64.9. Kwa hivyo iwapo wataongeze iwe 65, ina maana kwamba ile serikali ambayo itaingia itakuwa na 1 peke yake, 0.1 sio 1, 0.1 ama 0.1, yani ni 0.1 yani ya nukta ndio itakuwa imebakia ili kuweza kujaza pengo hilo. Kwa sababu tukiangalia hivi sasa Mheshimiwa Spika, deni la serikali liko 8.7 trillion. Kufikia mwisho wa mwezi huu wa 6 itakuwa limefikia 8.7 trillion, ambayo hiyo ina maana kwamba iwapo kama tulikubaliana na ile swala la maongezeko yao ya awali, ingemaana kwamba kungekuwa hakuna ongezeko lolote ambalo tumeweza kuongeza katika kiwango hicho cha juu cha deni. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, tumeona kwamba hii ongezeko litaipa serikali pumzi ili kusaidia kudhibiti uchumi kwa sasa, kitambo serikali ijipange na mambo mengine. Na tumeona kwamba ipo nia Mheshimiwa Spika kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba deni linadhibitiwa, kwa sababu tumeona kwamba sheria tulipitisha hapa ya ile tunaita public private partnership, na tumeona tayari miradi imeanza kufanywa. Mradi wa Nairobi Expressway huo tayari umekamilika na unaanza kutumika, na miradi mingine pia itaanzishwa kama hiyo ya barabara kutoka Westlands kwenda mpaka Mau Summit, hiyo pia itafanyika. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, pesa ambazo zingeweza kutumika katika miradi kama hiyo sasa zitakuwa zinatoka kwa wafadhili moja kwa moja, na wafadhili watapata fursa ya kuweza kusimamia miradi ile mpaka wajilipe deni zao. Serikali yao ni kuhakikisha tu kwamba zile pesa zinazotumika pale zinatumika kisawasawa, na vile pia wanatoa dhibiti kuwa pesa mwekezaji ataweza kujilipa, ambao sasa itatoka katika mikononi mwa serikali kutoa huduma kama vile barabara kubwa kama hizo, na ije katika mikono ya wawekezaji wa kibinafsi, ambao itasaidia pakubwa kufufua uchumi wetu na kuzitoa zile pesa ambazo zingeingia katika miradi kama hii, kuzipeleka katika hali ambayo itatoa huduma kwa wananchi kwa haraka, ili tuweze kupata maendeleo kwa haraka. Mheshimiwa Spika, kejeli zilizotolewa hapa kwamba serikali ya nusu mkate ama serikali ya handshake ndio imeweza kusababisha mambo haya. Mambo haya yalikuwa kwa kutoka awamu ya kwanza ya serikali hii ambayo iliyoko, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na tumeona kwamba baada ya Mheshimiwa Rais Kenyatta na Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu Raila Amolo Odinga walipokuja pamoja, ndio masuala yakaweza kudhibitiwa. Sasa uchumi ukaweza kudhibitiwa, vita dhidi ya ufisadi vikaweza kupamba moto, na wengi wale wanaolalamika kwa sasa, Mheshimiwa Spika, wanalalamika kwa sababu wameona kwamba ile mifereji yao ambayo walikuwa wakitumia kupora pesa za serikali imeweza kufungwa. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa kumalizia, naomba kwamba uhairishe swala la kupiga kura swala hili mpaka kesho kulingana na kifungu cha 61(3) cha kanuni za Senate. Asante Bi Spika.
Itabidi sasa tuzungumze Kiswahili. Unajua, kwanza niliangalia kama unaruhusiwa kuanza kwa Kiingereza, alafu ikifika saa ya kujibu unajibu kwa kurudisha unarudisha kwa Kiswahili, na kweli ikawa kanuni zetu zinakubali ukianza inakubali namna hiyo. Kwa hivyo kulingana na maombi yako kwamba tuairishe swala hili, imeairishwa mpaka kesho. Next order.
Order number 18, Committee of the Whole, the Community Groups Registration Bill, the National Assembly Bills number 20 of 2021. Order number 19, Committee of the Whole, the Landlord and Tenant Bill, National Assembly Bills number 3 of 2021. Order number 20, Committee of the Whole, the Sugar Bill, National Assembly Bills number 68 of 2019. Order number 21, Committee of the Whole, the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 32 of 2021. Order number 22, Committee of the Whole, the Circle Societies Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 55 of 2021. Order number 23, Committee of the Whole, the Sustainable Waste Management Bill, National Assembly Bills number 22 of 2021.
Once you spray, we're starting with this one. Honorable Senators, we are doing Committee of the Whole on the Community Groups Registration Bill, National Assembly Bills number 20 of 2021.
Clauses 3 to 10.
I propose the questions that clause 3 to 10 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 3 to 10 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clauses 11 to 20.
I propose the question that clauses 11 to 20 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 11 to 20 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clauses 21 to 30.
I propose the question that clauses 21 to 30 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 21 to 30 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clauses 31 to 41.
I propose the question that clauses 31 to 41 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 31 to 41 be part of the bill, division at the end.
First schedule.
I propose the question that the first schedule be part of the bill. I put the question that the first schedule be part of the bill, division at the end.
Second schedule.
I propose the question that the second schedule be part of the bill. I put the question that second schedule be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clauses 2, the title, and clause 1.
I propose the question that clauses 2, the title, and clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 2, the title, and clause 1 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Okay, so at this point, do we do the reporting?
No, we go to the next. Then we do the reporting once, because I have to go back and report. Honorable Senators, we proceed to make the reporting of progress by the Committee of the Whole on the Community Groups Registration Bill, National Assembly Bills number 20 of 2021. Mover.
Honorable Chairperson, pursuant to Standing Order 148, I beg to move that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on its consideration on the Community Groups Registration Bill, National Assembly Bills number 20 of 2021, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow.
I put the question that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on its consideration of the Community Groups Registration Bill, National Assembly Bills number 20 of 2021, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow. As many of that opinion say aye. As many of the contrary opinions say nay, the ayes have it. Honorable Senators, we are doing the Committee of the Whole on the Committee of the Whole on the Landlord and Tenants Bill, National Assembly Bill number 3 of 2021.
Yes. Clauses 3 to 10.
I propose the question that clauses 3 to 10 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 3 to 10 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clauses 11 to 20.
I propose the question that clauses 11 to 20 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 11 to 20 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clauses 21 to 30.
I propose the question that clauses 21 to 30 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 21 to 30 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clauses 31 to 40.
I propose the question that clauses 31 to 40 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 31 to 40 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clauses 41 to 50.
I propose the question that clauses 41 to 50 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 41 to 50 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clauses 51 to 60.
I propose the question that clauses 51 to 60 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 51 to 60 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clauses 61 to 65.
I propose the question that clauses 61 to 65 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 61 to 65 be part of the bill, division at the end.
The schedule.
I propose a question that the schedule be part of the bill. I put the question that the schedule be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 2, the title and clause 1.
I propose the question that clause 2, the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 2, the title and clause 1 be part of the bill, division at the end.
This bill has no amendment.
Honorable Senators, we are reporting progress of the Committee of the Whole on the Landlord and Tenant Bill, National Assembly Bills number 3 of 2021. Mover.
Honorable Chairperson, pursuant to Standing Order 148, I beg to move that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on its consideration of the Landlord and Tenant Bill, National Assembly Bills number 3 of 2021, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow.
I put the question that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on its consideration of the Landlord and Tenant Bill, National Assembly Bills number 3 of 2021, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow. As many of that opinion say aye, as many of the contrary opinion say nay, the ayes have it. Honorable Senators, we are on the Committee of the Whole on the Public Procurement and Asset Disposals Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 32 of 2021.
Clauses 3 to 20.
I propose the question that clauses 3 to 20 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 3 to 20 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clauses 21 to 39.
I propose a question that clauses 21 to 39 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 21 to 39 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 2, the title and clause 1.
I propose a question that clause 2, the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that the clause 2, the title and clause 1 be part of the bill, division at the end. Honorable Senators, we report progress by the Committee of the Whole on the Public Procurement and Asset Disposals Amendment Bills, National Assembly Bills number 32 of 2021. Mover.
Honorable Chairperson, pursuant to Standing Order 148, I beg to move that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on its consideration of the Public Procurement Asset Disposal Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills of number 32 of 2021, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow.
I put the question that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on its consideration of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposals Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 32 of 2021, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow. As many of that opinion say aye, as many of the contrary opinion say nay, the ayes have it. Honorable Senators, we are doing Committee of the Whole on the Circle Society Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 55 of 2021.
Clauses 2 to 9.
I propose a question that clauses 2 to 9 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 2 to 9 be part of the bill, division at the end.
The title and clause 1.
I propose a question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill, division at the end. Honorable Senators, we are reporting progress on the Circle Society Amendment Bills, National Assembly Bills number 55 of 2021. Mover.
Honorable Chairperson, pursuant to Standing Order 148, I beg to move that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on its consideration of the Circle Societies Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 55 of 2021, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow.
I put the question that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on its consideration of the Circle Societies Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 55 of 2021, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow. As many of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
So the next bill.
Yeah, no. Honorable Senators, we are doing the Committee of the Whole on the Sustainable Waste Management Bill, National Assembly Bills number 22 of 2021.
Clauses 3 to 35.
I propose a question that clauses 3 to 35 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 3 to 35 be part of the bill, division at the end.
First schedule and second schedule.
I propose a question that the first and second schedules be part of the bill. I put the question that the first and second schedules be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 2, the title and clause 1.
I propose the question that clause 2, the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 2, the title and clause 1 be part of the bill, division at the end. Honorable Senators, we are reporting progress by the Committee of the Whole on the Sustainable Waste Management Bill, National Assembly Bills number 22 of 2021. Mover.
Honorable Chairperson, pursuant to Standing Order 148, I beg to move that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on its consideration of the Sustainable Waste Management Bill, National Assembly Bills number 22 of 2021, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow.
I put the question that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on its consideration of the Sustainable Waste Management Bill, National Assembly Bills number 22 of 2021, and seek leave to sit again tomorrow. As many of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Madam Speaker.
to others every day.